Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Investing and Trading Live. Once again, I am your host, Josh Lopez. We are on episode 1015. That's 1015 of the podcast. Several years, bringing the do's, the don'ts, the financial markets in a stock market update almost each and every single day for your stock trading needs. Today, we have a continued earnings call with the markets. You've seen some major ones. You've seen PLTR on Monday the 6th with great earnings shoot straight up and then shoot straight back down within 2 days here. You have Disney that also showed earnings and really, actually, it was kind of a mixed bag, but dropped about almost 9-10% after earnings on Tuesday. So that's what we're going to discuss here on Investing and Trading Live. We'll do a stock market update. We will do a major index update. We always do that every single week, every day. And then we'll also look at our commodities, cryptos, and currencies. As we know, there is risk in trading and investing. You can and will lose money at one point in your life. This is strictly for entertainment purposes only, mainly mine. But hopefully you find it entertaining as well. Let's start out with the S&P 500. SPY ETF closed at 517.14. Basically flat on the day, actually up about 0.11%. Gaps up and shows some weakness. We are in that sloppy supply zone. We will see what this does in this supply zone. There's a couple odds and ends that I do like in there, but it's not the best one out there. But yet it is something to consider, to see some potential selling pressure, which we did see today after the gap into it. We are getting higher and higher on the percent Bollinger Band, which suggests that we might see it spring back or pull back to where it was earlier. That's your S&P 500 update for today. Your Dow Jones Industrial Average, same story, gaps up, and it was a little bit less. It was up 0.07% on the day. Big mover. We are in that 4-hour supply zone as well. So we are still in it as we speak. So we'll see what happens here on the Dow Jones on that 4-hour chart. $388.74. QQQ, they call it the Qs, which is your NASDAQ. This one here, 440.32, same story, basically almost exactly flat, 0.02% to the upside. In the green on the day, same story, gaps up, showed some strength right away and then out of there. No real supply or demand zone nearby. We did have a supply zone that did, I think it was 3.5 to 1 last week that we can probably erase pretty soon here. That is your Qs. The Russell in a supply zone, actually popping straight down from the supply zone. So this one didn't go as deep as the other ones and is currently at about a 1/2 to 1. And was up 0.22% on the day, actually. So this one a little bit better of the four. Showed a little more volatility than the other ones, but also is high on the percent Bollinger Band, which is suggesting that we will see it bounce back down to the downside, and we are in a supply zone. So that being said, our odds are in our favor. But you know what? The market doesn't care about our odds. That's why we got to keep our risk management to a T and having small risk, high reward. That way you don't have to be right every single time. I'd like to see this come down to the 180 mark. So that's a potential. Otherwise, we do have a 186 area that shows some buying pressure as well. So we'll continue to monitor those if that goes down to there on the Russell. That's your major market update, your major indices, however you want to call it. So XLP, XLU, XLB all over 1% to the upside. We will look at oil. We're going to first look at the ETF. Was down on the day, 75.50. But looking at the crude oil prices, currently in a ugly demand zone. But then again, we'll call it a demand zone. It is in it, and currently down 0.42% on the day as well. A little bit of volatility on Tuesday, but as the Wednesday session is open, even though it is Tuesday, it's considered a Wednesday session because this is a 24-hour market. Currently at $78.06. Gold, 2,311, and not doing a whole lot after the surge to the upside. And also silver, 27.24, looks the same, kind of sitting around that same area, just not moving a whole lot. Bitcoin, 62,878, $62,878 per Bitcoin. Ethereum, 3,035. So this one's been seeing some sideways action, but also some selling pressure the last few days. And then rounding out our cryptos, we will look at mobile, which is still going to the downside after it jumped up about 75% in about 4 days. So mobile still struggling. Same as HNT, Helium token. I do still like that long term. Maybe a bit biased because I am mining. I got 4 different mining machines or hotspots, devices, whatever you want to call them, mining crypto in multiple locations across the country. All right, let's look at your currencies here for a second. You got the dollar, which is showing some strength the last 3 days, which, if you're looking at correlations or inverse correlations, is suggesting the market might see a drop here, even though it hasn't happened yet. It has been correlating, actually, which is very interesting. So we still have our short bias with the euro dollar, pound dollar, and Aussie dollar. Neither of those are in a opportunity. And the New Zealand dollar is a bullish bias that is also waiting for an opportunity. That's a little further away. We're going to have a possible entry point here once we get above 93.25. But until we see anything above there, no trade is a good trade. All right, let's get into your stocks. All right, let's look at PLTR. That was in the title. So as I mentioned earlier, earnings on Monday. It was a surprise, up 3.5% on earnings and then up 3.08% on revenue. Shoots straight up. Actually, not as much as you'd think, but actually went up 7%. And then from there, gaps down 15% on the next day. Let's see if there's any news. Palantir shares post biggest daily slide since 2022 after forecast disappoints. Okay, so their forecast was not good. Why Beyond shares are trading lower than, okay, whatever. And that was by routers. Tesla was down 3.75%. Disney. The Disney also had earnings. Let's go look at that right quick. Let's see, where is my Disney? Here we go. Currently at 105.39. So this one here as well on Tuesday, before the market opened, they had a surprise to the upside, up 10% on earnings, but down 0.17% on revenue. And you've seen just a huge drop of 9.5% after it's been last 3 days prior to that had been going up. So I do like Disney. We did some options on that a while back. Do have a demand zone near the 97, 96 area. So that'll be an opportunity to look at some potential opportunities. See what type of volatility it's showing, but probably has some volatility there and might be able to sell some puts there. Coinbase moves a lot, down 5.5% of the day. Upstart, when I look at that, don't care. AFRM, Affirm Holdings, this one here, I believe we did an option on that too last month, and no, we didn't. We didn't because it has earnings coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow. So this one here is looking actually pretty good, even though earnings are coming up. You'd have to see the market drop 30% on earnings, which is possible, but not too likely. But there's a high possibility. Also, Shopify had an opportunity with options as well, but earnings are also tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Correct. And this one also would need a 20% drop. So we'll see what happens here after earnings. If volatility cools off, which it probably will, and probably won't give as much premium, but there's always going to be opportunities out there. And this is not low on the percent Bollinger Band anyway, so it doesn't even suggest that it's going to see a snapback to the upside. So that, my friends, is your stock market update, crypto market, currency market update, and major index market update for the day. Also commodities with your gold and silver and oil. We will do another show tomorrow. Matter of fact, we're going to get in, I believe it's tomorrow, we're going to get in the actual show, Investing and Trading Live, the 4-segment show, and then we'll continue our live updates each and every single day. As always, collect your profits when they're given to you and protect your losses, keeping them small. Until next time, retire young, my friends.